Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and I'm so glad you decided to join me for this Yarn Fairy Friday. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for coming back. If you haven't been here before, you might be wondering, what is Yarn Fairy Friday? Well, in the description I will have a link to the Yarn Fairy Friday playlist, as well as Crystal at Chronically Crocheting's original video where she mentions wanting to be a yarn fairy. So if you go to the first video in the playlist, you'll see me go into a lot more detail about what it is and how we came to start doing Yarn Fairy Friday and all those types of details. But just to give you a really brief gist of what's going on today, we are making little hand size or smaller is the goal, Amigurumi, which will be given out as treats for kids at a Halloween trunk or treat by a yarn fairy. And now it's for our friend on YouTube here, Crystal at Chronically Crocheting. If you haven't heard of her, make sure you check her out. Like I said, her video will be linked below and you can see where she talked about wanting to be a yarn fairy. But she wanted to be a yarn fairy for Halloween, but it would be impossible for her to make enough little amigurumi to give out, especially with all of her health problems. So a bunch of us here at YouTube are trying to make this dream a reality for her. And I don't just mean people who make YouTube videos. I also mean all of you guys, the yarny community. So on Fridays, I come on here and I show you what I made for the week, and I show you any emails that I've gotten where people have shown me what they made this week. So the goal is to try to make one amigurumi a week, but you can make as many as you want, and if you can't make any, that's totally fine. You don't need to feel bad about that or anything. You just being here and being supportive is awesome. But if you want to participate, my email is in the description below, and you can feel free to send me any pictures of things that you make. It can be 1 item, it could be 10 items, it doesn't matter. Whatever you make for the Yarn Fairy Fridays, go ahead and send it to me and I'll include it in my video. So this week I actually did not get any emails with pictures. I'm assuming that people probably forgot because I know there are people working on stuff. So don't forget, if you would like to send me those pictures, which of course you don't have to if you would rather not, but if you would like to, don't forget to send me those anytime between now and next Friday, and they'll be in next Friday's video. So without further ado, for this Yarn Fairy Friday, I have 3 things that I made. 2 of them are total like little weird like creations for Halloween. I've been kind of having fun with just being really off the wall with this, and like knowing that these are going to kids with creative imaginations. It's just been kind of fun. And then the last one, I freaking love it. But I'll get to it. Okay. So the first thing that I made for this Yarn Fairy Friday is I made this. Now it's got a little bed and it's got a little tail and little like ears or horns or something. Try to focus you there. And it's got, you know, little eyes and a little nose. But it lays in its little bed and I don't know what it is. I'm calling it possibly like I would say like a little hamster or something. I literally just was playing around and came up with it. I have no idea what it is, but I think it's cute and it's open for interpretation, and I'm sure that the kids will have ideas for what it is, or they'll make up something. So what I was thinking for this is, since it will not stay together on its own, is I've got this little tool bag that matches the color that I made the bed. So I can just pop those in here, which I'm trying to do up on video. I can just pop those in here like so. And it's a little Yarn Fairy goodie bag. And it's got this little guy in a little bed. And the second item is another Franken creation. If you watched one of my other videos, I made a Franken cat or a Franken kitty. And this one is, what did I ended up calling it? Okay, so I ended up just calling it Frankenstein's Flower Bee. You'll see why in a minute. I had ideas. I was like, Flow Bee and like stuff like that, but I wanted to make sure that the kids understood what it was. So I just ended up calling it Frankenstein's Flower Bee. But, oops, getting some random yarn that I have sitting over here stuck to it. Let me get it all arranged for you guys. Okay, here is Frankenstein's Flower Bee. Here, starting from the bottom, you'll notice it looks like a flower. And then here's the back. And I askewed its wings so that it's kind of, you know, Frankensteinish, you know, not in the normal fashion that you would expect a bee's wings to be. And then here is the front. Boom, boom, boom. So here's its little tag. Obviously this can be cut and removed. I just did a little piece of paper and wrote what it is and then coated it with tape. That way it's waterproof. But I did like a little askewed face. I gave it one red eye and like uneven eyes and like a sideways nose. And I don't know, just kind of made everything look a little like off, you know, like not symmetrical. So this is Frankenstein's Flower Bee. Like if Frankenstein combined a bee and a flower together. And this is palm sized. If I can show you. And that one I know it's super weird. Oh, I also gave it like little weird uneven eyebrows. But I thought it was, I don't know, I just was having fun with it. And I connected all of these flower pieces directly into the bee. I was just doing chains and connecting them back on, and I don't know, I had fun with it. It's fun to make. If you guys make any of these like crazy Frankenstein creations, monsters, things like that, where you literally just like use whatever you have, like whatever yarn is in like your scrap stash or whatever, like little odd unmatching eyes or buttons or whatever you have. It's actually so fun. Okay, so the last item is my more refined item. I kind of do like one or so refined items and then like some kind of weirder ones. Well, this week I made up something that I thought would be really cute, and it came out adorable, in my opinion. I made a tiny chunky bee. Now my goal with this was literally to make it as small as I possibly could. And I used a worsted weight yarn for the body and a sport weight for the wings. And there's the back. Here's the top view. It was so small that I could barely get safety eyes on it. These are my smallest safety eyes. They're actually quite tiny. And I could barely get them on there. But yeah, I made a tiny bee. I'm calling it a tiny chunky bee, because I love these little like chunky bees. That's like my favorite way to do bees. But yeah, I want to give you an idea of the size. So let's see, how can I do this? Here is it next to my thumb. So it is very small. I love it so much. I hope that you can like really like take in how freaking tiny this is. It's so cute. And I just finished this a minute ago, so I'm still kind of like extremely happy with how it came out. But yeah, that's the stuff that I made for Yarn Fairy Friday this week. So just like a little short and sweet video. I got 3 more things to add to my bag o' goodies that I have made for Crystal so far. So we have the entire month, since today is the 2nd. We basically have an entire month, so 4 more Friday opportunities. I think it'll be 4 more. Let me double check that before I... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 more, and that will be the 30th. And then I think that I want to get my stuff in the mail, because that'll give it a couple of weeks before she leaves to get to her and make sure she gets it, because it would really not be cool if this stuff showed up after she left, and you never know with the post service. So if you are interested in joining Yarn Fairy Fridays, the address is also in my description, Crystal's address. You can also find that in her description on her channel, on her videos. And like I said, no pressure. I know that it's not doable for some people for, you know, many reasons. It might be a health reason, it might be a financial reason, it might be a transportation to get to, you know, ship something issue. That is totally okay. I think it is very safe to say that she is going to meet this goal. A lot of people have been participating, and she's been posting some videos on her channel of her already opening Yarn Fairy Friday packages, like 2 videos already, and she's gotten a lot of stuff. So if you can't participate, do not feel bad whatsoever. I'm really sure that we've got this. But if you would like to, don't feel afraid to send me an email with your pictures and I will show them in my video. Next week, just let me know what name you would like me to use. And if you have any little blurbs or anything that you want me to say with it, let me know what that'll be. Anyway, guys, I hope everybody is having a great Yarn Fairy Friday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys!